Good morning, everyone. Mrs. Harrison here, speaking to you all from my office. It's the beginning of another week. I know lots of you are very tired, that's staff and children and parents, but it is the last week before half term, so you've just got to get through every day this week, being kind to one another, not being badly behaved, keeping your patience and working hard. Just so you know, in case your parents and carers haven't told you, or your teachers, after half term is parents' evening. So your teachers are going to be speaking to your mums and dads and the people that look after you about how you've been getting on in school, about how much effort you've been putting in, about what your work's like, what your behaviour's like, whether you're a kind child, all those things that your mums and dads and carers all want to know about. So this is your last week to really show off and prove to your teacher how brilliant you are, so that after half term, when your mums and dads and carers speak to them on the Zoom meeting, they'll hear all the fantastic things that you are able to do. So think about that this week when you're making your choices in the classroom. Think about the fact that your teachers are going to be remembering everything and possibly writing some notes and then sharing some of your work with your parents. Okay, I would like to talk to you all today about something that's very close to my heart, very close to everyone's heart at Rackham actually, and that is this month, which is this month National Dwarfism Awareness Month. So you can see that here on the screen. National Dwarfism Awareness Month is October, and more specifically on the 25th of October this year, 2020, is National Dwarfism Awareness Day. Now that isn't today, but that is at the weekend, and I'd like us to be mindful of that when we start next week. It's really important to us at the school because there is a child at our school who has dwarfism, and she fits in to the school perfectly. She's very intelligent, very clever, very independent and vocal, and that's exactly what we want it to be, and so we're really pleased about that. And actually we're really fortunate because some of you may remember a few years ago we had a very special visitor to Rackham, and he came into our school hall and spoke to all of our children about dwarfism, and that is Warwick Davies, who is a very famous Hollywood actually actor who also has dwarfism. So he has started a charity a long time ago called Little People UK, because people with dwarfism, sometimes people will call them little people, because people with dwarfism are little, because they have little bones. So here is a really quite a beautiful quote for Happy International Dwarfism Day that the charity set up by Warwick Davies have sent to people who support the charity, including Rackham Primary School. Today, people with dwarfism and organisations around the world that support little people and their families raise our hands to celebrate October the 25th as International Dwarfism Awareness Day. In all countries, people with dwarfism still face social and physical barriers that stand in the way of choices and opportunities. On October the 25th, little people unite to promote dwarfism awareness and pride in order to challenge those barriers and assert our right to self-determination and independence, which I think is absolutely fantastic. So I have here now a little video that I'm going to show you. At the end, I'm going to show the video of the time when Warwick came to Rackham, because I think lots of you would like to see that. But for now, I'm going to show you a Little People UK, that's a charity I just talked about, made a dwarfism awareness video. This is from quite a while ago, but I don't think we've shared this in the past. We talk about this every year when it's National Dwarfism Awareness Day, but this is one that Mrs. Boyden and I don't think we've shared with the school in the past. So I'm going to pop that on for you now. Okay.
There are over 64 million people in the UK. 6,000 of them have dwarfism.
Living in a world where not even your family understand how you feel, that's scary beyond words.
Have you ever thought what it would be like to be different? To have people stare at you, make fun of you and to call you names?
It's difficult, but you work around it.
This happens to individuals with dwarfism, little people, on a daily basis. basis.
I hated it. I felt different. I felt trapped.
You leave them feeling isolated, lacking in confidence, and socially outcast.
People think of us as strange things to laugh at, really, but we're still normal people at the end of the day.
Challenges are everywhere for a deaf person. Tasks you take for granted are either impossible or extremely difficult at best.
I think it's very important for us to raise awareness that there are people like ourselves around.
Dwarf awareness is a great thing. I think the more the world knows about it, the more we can be accepted in the world.
Show people that it's okay to be different, and show people that we're happy with it, so they should be as well.
I'll just show people that we can live our lives just like everybody else.
We're not trying to say the world owes us, not at all. We want to give something to the world.
I think if people see us accepting it, then they'll accept it as well.
You can make a difference in the life of someone with dwarfism by simply being aware.
We live normal lives, and we have normal jobs and careers and things like that. It's just people need to find out that we are no different, just our height.
An understanding, respectful society is a better place to be for all of us. Dwarfism Awareness Week. A small change in social attitude can make a big difference.
Before we watch a video when Warwick came to our school, I just want to go through some do's and don'ts that Mrs. Boyden has shared with me, which I think is important for us to all look at in this assembly. So do use a person's name if you know it. If not, then use the appropriate terminology. Don't ever say something rude or anything else. Just call them by their name. Talk to a person with dwarfism. You'll see they're just like anyone else, like we just said. Ask if there's anything that you're unsure about. It's okay not to know, but it's better to learn and understand. And I know with my diabetes, I have an insulin pump on one arm and I have a blood sensor on another arm. And in the summer, when you can see them, lots of people stare. And I always prefer it when someone just comes over and asks me. And then I think, yes, I can tell them all about it so that they can understand and know about type 1 diabetes. And that will be similar. I think if you've got questions, I'm pretty sure that people will not mind explaining and answering those for you. Don't. So these are the things you mustn't do because it's just rude and inappropriate. Don't stare or laugh at a person with dwarfism because it's rude. It's okay to be curious, but you must always be respectful. Don't name call a person with dwarfism. You should learn the correct terminology, like we said before. And don't take photos of someone without their permission. You wouldn't do that for anybody, so definitely don't do that, just because of how they look. So not knowing something is okay, but be respectful and act in a way that you would want someone to act around you. Don't stare, laugh, or take photos. Smile, say hello, and talk to the person, because a person with dwarfism is just like anyone else, regardless of their physical difference. So, Mrs. Boyden has written here on this fantastic PowerPoint, we were very lucky to have Warwick Davis come and visit Rackham in October 2018. So that was 2 years ago now. Warwick Davis has a very rare form of dwarfism. And when he was 11, his grandmother heard a radio advertisement, which was calling for people who were 4 feet, that's 1.2 meters, tall or shorter, to be in Return of the Jedi, Star Wars. And this is where his successful life in films and TV began. And you can see some pictures of here. Look at him, he was so cute when he was little. And there he is as an Ewok thing, I think that's called. Very cute. And you can see him down in the corner there looking at one of the characters he was playing in Harry Potter there, that dwarf who's, I know that so many of you are Harry Potter fans, you'll know exactly what his name is. And I can't remember. I can just imagine you all rolling your eyes now at me, but he was like in charge of the bank or something, wasn't he? He was one of those dwarves in the Harry Potter film. And then also there he is as a conductor for the music orchestra in Hogwarts. So what I would like to do now is share with you all a news article that was published. It was in a lot of newspapers and on television a lot, but I've chosen one which I think explains the most. You might see yourself in this video. You'll certainly see Abby and her sister in the video and their mum and dad. You'll notice it outside and you'll notice our library and you'll notice our school hall and you'll see some of the teachers. Some of them are still here now and some of them who sadly aren't with us anymore when we were doing our fundraising as a staff so that we could give some money to the charity Little People UK. So I'm going to share that film with you now, if I can. Let's see if this is going to work. Perfect.
She was born with dwarfism and is the only child in her school and in the family with the condition. Do you feel different to other friends? Like that? Because they don't have little elves. But Abby's not alone. Today there were some very special visitors at Rackham Primary near Ely.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you. Lovely. Thank you for welcoming me to your school this afternoon. I did have a...
At Warwick Davis and his wife Samantha led the afternoon assembly, telling children about what it's like to grow up with dwarfism.
I had a very positive experience at school in my childhood because my parents were so positive about the condition themselves. They were determined for me to be treated just like any other child at school and encouraged me to get on and try everything. And at the time, it was a bit like, well, why can't you pass me what's on that shelf, Mum? But it was about me figuring out the way to get it, and then that set me up for life.
Apparently, when I was 5, I came home from school. I went, Mum, am I a dwarf? She was like, oh, here we go. She went, why? I said, because the girls have calling me a dwarf at school. And she went, yes, you are. I went, oh, okay. Then apparently I went off and carried on playing, never talked about it again, just got on with it. After assembly, it was time for storytelling.
But his knees were awfully bandy, and his legs were rather thin.
A moment also shared by Abigail's parents. We want people to be aware of her condition and how to support her, but also recognise that she's just another little girl going to school, enjoying things that she wants to get on with.
I think it's important that Abby and Katie feel different, effectively they're all the same.
This week, the school has raised over £1,000 for the charity Little People UK. It's hoped the visit will make students more aware of dwarfism. She's such a clever, happy, go-lucky little girl. We're trying to spread that awareness because Witchford is quite a small village, and we want to educate the children, to understand that we are all the same, even though we are different. With lots of support, Abby doesn't notice the difference, especially with big sister Emily, also at the same school.
It doesn't matter what's on the outside, it matters what's on the inside.
A message shared by everyone here at Rackham School, especially Abigail and her new best friend. Ravina Katora, ITV News, Cambridgeshire.
So I think that hopefully jogged your memories of the time when Warwick Davis came in to our school, and you will have noticed Emily there certainly, and Abby. So well done, girls, for that fantastic video. I'm sure you remember it very well, and I do, and I know all the teachers and staff do in the school as well. It's a shame that we can't do anything like that this year. Obviously, it's difficult with the coronavirus and the restrictions that we have in place, but that does not mean that we are going to not mark the occasion of Dwarfism Awareness Month, October, and Day on the 25th. We all need to be aware of the situation, and we need to make sure that we can spread that awareness. So if ever you hear or see somebody being rude or not understanding about dwarfism and not knowing what it's about, every single person at Rackham Primary School, so that's a good 300 of you, should be able to talk to them and explain a bit more about it and make sure that they understand. And that's us doing exactly what Little People UK charity say is most important, raising awareness. Now, I'm not going to say a prayer at the end of this assembly, but I would like your teachers to choose somebody in every class who they think might be able to share a prayer for the end of this collective worship. So I would suggest that in this prayer we are thanking God for giving us all the opportunities that we have, and thanking God for helping us to understand that everybody is different, but that we're all the same and that we all have God's love in us, that sort of thing, and being grateful for the things that we've got and saying thank you. I think some of you will be much better at saying prayers than I am, and I'm the head teacher of the school. So let your teachers choose somebody, if you put your hands up sensibly, if you think you're able to, and then everyone can listen to that. So well done, everybody. Hopefully I'll be seeing you again before half term, and I know that I see you all in and around the school anyway with my mask on as I'm coming around, but I do very much miss having you all together in the hall. Hopefully it won't be too long before we can do that again. Thank you very much.